Happy Thursday, everybody, and thank you so much for watching this week on Martha's Vineyard. I'm your host, Emmeline Reed, and we're going to dive right into the top stories on the island this week. The first is a giant check that came to the Island Food Pantry and Island Grown Initiative. It was a $1 million grant that was awarded by MV Bank. Now, this is a huge deal because the Island Food Pantry on Island is a staple. It's something that, with the cost of living expenses going up like crazy all over the country, has become a resource. Nearly 4,000 islanders rely on to get by. So this specific grant is aimed at helping pay for an Oak Bluffs distribution center that costs a total of $2.5 million. So this almost covers half the cost, about 40% of that new building. So it was a huge help this week that was given. Also in Oak Bluffs this week, a second building coming to town is more of an herbal remedy, if you will. The CEO of Patient Centric, Jeff Rose, is looking to offer residents access to a registered marijuana dispensary right here at home on the island. Now, although right now marijuana establishments are not outright banned from OB, there is a very specific area that they are zoned for. So, Rose right now is hoping to come in and expand that zoning. That way, you can try to have access to a marijuana dispensary in an area on island where there will be heavy foot traffic. So those are your big stories for this week. I know those have been heavily talked about. And right now we're going to toss it over to Frank Colasso to hear what is going on this week at the Strand. Frank, what do we have coming up?
So this week at the Strand, we are excited because it's getting a little bit more chilly now. So this is a perfect time for you to come and to the Strand and enjoy some movies. So October the 14th, we have Shazam. So come on out and see Shazam. Bring your children out, your nephews, your nieces, and just have a good time. So from 3 to 3, we have a show at 3 o'clock, and we also have a show at 7 o'clock. Let me first mention these movies are all free, and free is always good. So come on in, get you some candy, some popcorn, and enjoy yourself at the movies. So that's October the 14th. October the 21st, we are showing The Joker, which is a very, very entertaining movie, and that's going to be at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. as well. And October the 28th, we have at 3 o'clock p.m., we have E.T., an oldie but a goodie. E.T. Go Home. Was it Come Home? Go Home. Yes. E.T. Go Home. Phone Home. I'm sorry. Well, that's why you need to come, so that you can remind yourself about what E.T. actually said. Also at 7 p.m., we have the original Frankenstein. So we like to show old movies and, classics that you saw a long time ago and you haven't seen lately. So come on out, see things on the big screen. And then November the 11th is one of my favorite movies. You Can't Handle the Truth. A Few Good Men. One of the most classic movies that I know. A lot of great actors in there, and A Few Good Men, and we're going to show that at 3 o'clock. And then in November, we're going to have the Strand Jam. We're still looking for a date for that Strand Jam because we got to get a lot of bands together. But we're going to have bands come in, play music. You can come, relax, listen to these phenomenal musicians that are right here on island. And there may be some people that surprise you because the last Strand Jam, there were people that I didn't even know were this phenomenal. So we have some great talent right here on the island. So in November, we're going to have the Strand Jam. So that specific date and time is forthcoming. Again, these movies are absolutely free. That's for free for you non-spellers. But they're free. So come on in, have a good time. We look forward to seeing you. And the website is strandtheatermv.com. So we'll be putting more and more events on the website. And if you have an idea for an event or anything that you want to do, please look us up on the Strand, email us, or just come on in and talk to us and see if we can get one of your events up. And, just support what we're doing here on Martha's Vineyard. And that's this week at the Strand, or this couple of weeks on the Strand.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. So now we're going to head over to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about the Islanders Talk topic of the week and talk with Kathleen from the Oak Bluffs Association. Stay tuned.
A blistering day on the island can quickly turn into a cool retreat at sea with MV Ocean Sports' dynamic array of water sport activities. From parasailing high above the Vineyard Sound to skimming across its glassy surface on your very own jet ski, MV Ocean Sports has everything fun for everyone. MV Ocean Sports focuses on fun activities the whole family can participate in, including water skiing, wakeboarding, kneeboarding, and tubing. Open daily with sunset specials. Visit mvoceansports.com for more information. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Monday morning or Friday night, from barbecues to birthday parties, and from rainy days to beach days, Tony's Market has what you need. Check out our daily deli specials and a huge selection of beer and wine.
Dockside Jewelers at the Dockside Marketplace in Oak Bluffs has as much sparkle as the vineyard water on a perfect summer day, offering a wide variety of handcrafted vineyard charms, bracelets, necklaces, and more.
To the island's most flavorful chicken wings and the famous Tuesday night lobster fest. Coupe de Ville has been serving locals and visitors for over 30 years in Oak Bluffs. With the Shuck Shack Raw Bar and over 100 beers on tap, Coupe de Ville is the place where you may arrive as a stranger, but you will leave as a friend.
Located in the Edgartown Triangle, Trader Fred's is a discount haven for locals and tourists. From fishing bait to boogie boards to bikinis, Fred's has what you need. If you didn't find what you wanted, then you must have missed it.
Step back in time. The Edgartown Diner at 65 Main Street offers classic, delicious comfort food at affordable prices. Serving breakfast all day, lunch, and dinner. Discover why everyone loves the Edgartown Diner.
For great American cuisine, visit 11th Circuit on Circuit Ave in Oak Bluffs. There you will find a welcome and friendly environment, indoor and outdoor dining, and the best locally sourced dishes on the island. 11th Circuit is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the hungry bar crowd. Next time you're in Oak Bluffs, come visit 11th Circuit on Circuit Ave.
Welcome back to This Week on Martha's Vineyard. So we have with us today a special guest, Kathleen from the Oak Bluffs Association. She is here with us today to talk about Halloween events, the Best Fest, and of course the Christmas event, which is going to be coming up sooner than we think. Really hard to believe. But Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Shoot, sorry.
Hey. So I know that the Oak Bluffs Association has a lot of events coming up. I know, Colin, we were discussing some of them before the show, but Kathleen, can you dive into telling us, what is coming up? I know we have Best Fest, so.
Well, tonight is really the first time we've spoken about Best Fest other than at the Selectmen's meeting. The other night we got final approval, and so we're going to start our fundraising. This is the beginning of it. We're starting our fundraising, and we have two sponsors already. We have the Martha's Vineyard Channel and Green Island Homes. So the Best Fest parade is going to be October 28th, and from 7 to 8, and it starts, well, that's still up in the air, but it circles around from Circuit Avenue up over Healy Square and back down again. And it's an island tradition, and it was recently discussed heavily on Islanders Talk, and everybody loved it. And it was held for 9 years by Rob Myers and Ben Hughes. And there's been a hiatus, and the OBA decided to take it up. It's just so much fun. It was meant originally just to celebrate for the Islanders to take back the street. And the band that plays is the Extraordinary Rendition Band from Providence, and they're a second line band. And this year they're also going to be joined by the second line brass band, which is now called, they've played for the last 2 years in the parade at our Pride Parade. They are now called Good Trouble Brass Band. So, anyways, we're really excited. We need sponsors, monetary sponsors. We're gonna put up a GoFundMe in the next, hopefully, 24 hours, so people can support it. And we're looking for hotel rooms and taxi cab van. They have like big drums and tubas, but we need some help, and we're really hoping to put together a really great night, which is all part of the Halloween weekend, and which in Oak Bluffs, which Crane Appliance has sponsored, given us some money for that. So, but we have a lot of other activities that weekend, but this is the big parade that night.
It reminds me of kind of reminds me of New Orleans. You know, like it's kind of a quick parade, but it's intense. And you mentioned that that same band from Pride. The Pride weekend was amazing. This was, I think, only the second year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these two events are kind of my favorites.
The Pride weekend really has grown.
Yeah, that went well.
See it just in the visitors this spring. You could see how many people had attended, came to the island for that. So we're really happy. Please, Sophie Green at Island Outfitters. That's her baby. She's the vice president of the Oak Bluffs Association. So she's done a tremendous job.
As have you.
With it.
I think that these, you know, it's nice to see that not everything's about money. You know, like you know, we're looking for sponsors. When you talk about sponsors, it's not big money. So anybody who wants to sponsor one of these events, don't think that you have to spend thousands of dollars on it. It's short money if you're a business, and you'll get some involved in the community and give good recognition. But also, as Kathleen was talking about, it's not just money. If there's specific needs, like getting the bands from the boat to Oak Bluffs, and so if there's taxi companies out there that want to get involved, then that's a way to be a sponsor. Also, hotel rooms, things like that that they need can also help out. So,
now, being a longtime resident of New Orleans, Louisiana, I went to Xavier University of Louisiana. I had the opportunity to walk with second line bands for miles and miles and miles and miles, and enjoy the music. And that's probably why I was slimmer when I was in New Orleans, because I was walking with those second line bands. But I love a good second line band. And then I do remember hearing the band when they came for Pride Day, Pride Month, and they did a phenomenal job, and it brought me back to New Orleans. So they are really
did.
good. Yeah.
The only thing I can say is that I wanted more. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted them to take like another loop. You know?
Yeah, another loop. Right. I used to film the second line bands in New Orleans, so we would go around like all over New Orleans for miles and miles, and these were some phenomenal bands. And I don't know how they were able to carry all those instruments and play them and walk, and it was just too much. They were phenomenal. I have so much respect for them.
So they just play during the march, and then they don't play afterwards? Is there?
No, well, I understand this is not official, but I believe that there's going to be an after party at the Ritz.
Oh, cool.
So,
And they would
but
play
that's still, it's all being fleshed out, like the finalized. But I would expect you'll be able to see them at the Ritz. I don't know if they're playing there. I think maybe I'm not sure. That's Larkin's thing, but I know he wants to continue the party afterwards. So
Yeah, the Ritz
Sounds like you'd be good friends.
Yeah, or if there's no room for there, they could invite them to the Strand.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
We happen to have a stage right back here.
We do. If you can see right behind Kathleen's head, you can see the stage.
Actually, it's all lit up tonight.
It's all lit up tonight,
You can
yeah.
see it.
And we did that just by happenstance. We didn't, but it worked out.
I don't know if it's going to work with the reflection going on.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
So people get there, they get to the Best Pass. For those people that have never been before, what can they expect to see when they're like just starting to walk through? Like what's the vibe? I know we talked about it being a very, New Orleans vibe, but what are people seeing and hearing?
Joy, a little chaos, like it's just so much fun. The bands dress, the two bands that I've seen seem to have red. Is that common? They wear a lot of red.
Well, the second line bands in New Orleans, they have all kinds of different colors because they're different second line groups. So one group might have all green, but they're very colorful though.
Right,
So,
right.
But I don't know if red symbolizes anything particular.
I've just noticed looking at the pictures, but both of these bands wear red. And there might be lights on the tubas, and there's dancers. There was a woman named Melanie who was the most amazing. I don't know if she's called a major. She like the person who is. She's sort of directing what's going to happen, who's going to dance next, and she just. It's really quite a show. It's really interesting.
And you said there was a lot of conversation around it on Islanders Talk.
Yes, it's legend. People loved the Best Fest parade.
And it hasn't been. When was the last time that
I
it?
think 2018.
So it's been a while since pre-COVID.
So what made you guys pick it up? I'm curious. What kind of sparked this? Because I'm sure everyone's really excited to have it be back.
Islanders Talk.
Islanders Talk strikes again.
Yeah, was it Brad Tucker that brought up something about he was, concerned about the state of music in Oak Bluffs, and the conversation as it does on Islanders Talk segued to the Best Fest. It's really, people just loved it so much. So they just
It's amazing that we have, everybody wants more music. Everybody's happy when there is more music. We're talking about music. It's not an offensive thing. And yet there seems to be resistance every time there's more things introduced. Is there, can you tell us anything about that? Is that...
I don't know. I know that the park department, I volunteer for the park department in Oak Bluffs, and they've been really generous, as well as the town taxpayers. We have concerts in the park at the bandstand from Memorial Day through to Columbus Day weekend now, and they're all 3 years ago I used to put it together, and all those musicians generously donated their time for busking, and now they actually get paid. So the park department is doing what they can.
Yeah, you actually have a band at the open market in Oak Bluffs also.
John O'Toole.
John O'Toole was in here. We had him on the show.
Yep.
He played
right
guitar,
there,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really a lot of fun.
Great. He does a lot of covers, and everybody loves it. So so the park department's been great as far as music. I don't want to speak to any of the other things.
No, I think I'm mostly talking about on the harbor. They've been a tough time with having music on the harbor. A lot of for those of us who've been here a long time, we remember you'd go up Circuit Avenue, that was, music on this, live music on this side, and then live music on that side, and it was just all up and down the street, coming out of every door was live music, and it was like the biggest thing here, and then it kind of waned away, and everybody went to DJs, and so I think that's what Brad's referring to, is the live music has been
Right.
We need to support these musicians.
Oh, for sure.
Before there isn't any, because if they can't make a living here, they're going to be somewhere else.
I could be mistaken, but I believe the Ritz is the only business on Circuit Avenue now
Doing
that
live
has
music.
live and entertainment approval, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I mean, one by one, there
can
was
do it.
the Atlantic Connection, Seasons that changed over,
Lamppost.
Rare Duck. There was
Had some fun.
I know, it was a lot of fun. It was, and then I think they do a little bit of live music at offshore.
All right.
But yeah, we could see a whole lot more of it, and hopefully we'll get some more guests in here and get some more discussions about that. But this kind of thing is great. I mean, you're going to see live music going, and it is a whole group of people. I wish we don't have the video, right? We weren't able to get that.
The video
that I sent you?
I didn't have time to.
Yeah. Well, if you go to Best Fest on Facebook, you can find pictures and videos from last year. The event was quite something. Or not last year, from the previous year.
Yeah, there's one of my videos is posted
Oh, nice.
on that.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was in
you could
front
just,
of the, I think it was in front of Giordano's, and they marched through Giordano's, and it's just a blast. It's
Nice.
so much fun.
So that's not the only thing going on for that Halloween time. What else is going on?
Well, the first event is on October 26th, and we have a zombie bar crawl that Ani from Anika Banika Photography. She's co-host with the OBA, and she's been doing it for years. Her and her friends were doing zombie crawls, so we joined forces with her last year, and that's lots of fun too. That's at 7 o'clock at Post Office Square. So just.
And you were
dress
telling
up
me that's not like I always thought that was a zombie crawl, like a bar crawl.
Yeah, it is, but
It
I
is?
mean, it's not a drunken fest. It's
Yeah.
like there's just some people that are really into being zombies. It's just fun walking down Circuit Avenue, and
Play the part.
horrifying people.
Yeah.
As you go. So yeah, no, it's not necessarily. They do pop in at the bars, but it's not. It's not like a pub crawl.
It's not messy.
Yeah, it's
They
not
don't turn it
messy.
into
That's
real
right.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. Did they have? I see somewhere in the summer they had a bike ride where you went from bar to bar on bikes. And that didn't seem like a good idea to me. But
Right, no.
and I think it definitely existed. I don't know if it's still there, but that's just when people want to drink beer, they're gonna.
Right?
So there's other things though. You were talking about for kids and.
Oh yeah, we have so many things. There's going to be a costume contest on the 28th from 12 to 2, and we have a parade from. Let me see. The 2 o'clock is the costume parade, and that starts in front of the Island Theater and goes up to Healy Square, and there's going to be the Dockside Inn is going to have porch mini pumpkin decorating, and the Oak Bluffs School is going to be transporting their pumpkins, carved pumpkins, and they'll all be on display at Healy Square. Enchanted Chocolates is having an open house, so and Island Outfitters is going to be offering s'mores in the late afternoon before the parade. And there's a scavenger hunt, and you can pick that up at Basics, and that's kind of fun. But you register for the costume contest at Island Outfitters between 12 and 2, and we ordered like cool little trophies and stuff. And
Nice.
everybody
Is
gets
there an
it.
age limit to this costume contest?
No, we have the categories are like best costume, best group, cutest, funniest, most original, scariest, and it's the Great Pumpkin.
I bet if we get Steve back here and he can put that shark costume back on.
Yeah. We were showing Jaws here. Steve put the shark costume on. It didn't fit me.
But that was pretty funny. It was like,
Yeah.
I gotta say, he was trying to drum up business for Jaws.
Jaws.
He was out front dancing around in a blown up
Oh, wow.
shark gun. But, great. Those sound like. Sorry, bad Emma.
No, so I was just going to say that these events sound really cool because the 28th seems like it's going to be a busy day. A lot of overachievers going to be out there just trying to get like everything done all in one day, trying to hit them all, because that seems almost impossible really to choose between. There's options for really everybody. So really cool. You guys did a great job with that.
We also could use more, if anybody else wants to sponsor Halloween, they can be judges for the costume contest.
Ooh, that's
So
cool.
that's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I can see you being a judge Frank?
Oh yeah, I'm good at judging costumes. You know,
Oh, you're judgmental?
I'm like, that's a great Superman costume. And they'll be like, this is a Spider-Man. You know.
You're definitely judgy. So
Right. I'm definitely judgy. Right. I just have to brush up on my characters. You know.
Right. Yeah. So there's still a lot going on. I'm kind of impressed that it's late October. We still have all of these things going on and happening, and the fall has just changed completely from when I was first living here. It was like, by this time, you could hear a pin drop. You could drive across the island and not see another car.
Right.
By this
It was
time.
spooky because it was a ghost town.
There was just everybody left. There was nothing to do here. It was like, there was still people living here, but they weren't out doing it. There was no events. It was.
House parties.
Yeah, and they used to literally board up around Circuit Avenue, like all the businesses we boarded up, like there was a hurricane coming, but it was just for winter, they were just closed up. And Tivoli Day was like, where everybody sold everything for like half price to just get rid of it. Now it's like, it's a sale, and there's some good deals there, but it's not like everybody's desperate to sell their stuff because there's still people here.
It's not quite the last straw anymore.
Right. Yep. That's not the last flight out, as they used to say.
Well, Oak Bluffs is going to continue. We still have the, can fill you in on it, but we're still working on it. We have a lot in the works for Thanksgiving weekend, and I think it's called Light Up Oak Bluffs, and we have a lot of activities. There's going to be a Oak Bluffs Open Market. It's going to be here at the Strand, and Santa Claus will be arriving everywhere. Anyways, we have a lot going on.
Yeah, that I remember being a big thing when my kids were little. Yeah, so that's great. And then I understand you got Christmas events as well too.
Well, that'll be our beginning of Christmas. Yeah, we'll have there's going to be caroling. Hopefully we're going to have caroling in the street. Well, I know Allie and Paris. Have you met them? Allie and Paris, they're a island couple, and they sing rhythm and blues, and I think maybe gospel. Well, they sing everything, but that's what they love to do. And there's going to be carriage rides on Circuit Avenue. Santa Claus will be at Healy Square, and Santa's mailbox at Island Outfitters, and we think there'll be breakfast with Santa at Linda Jean's Sunday morning.
Oh, great.
And then there's a Christmas tree lighting and the lighting of Ocean Park that Saturday night. And Brian Whalen will be performing, and Santa arrives in a fire truck, and then, of course, hot cocoa and treats, enchanted chocolates.
You know what I think would be a cool idea? It would be to like, if you could somehow, illumination night, right, in the summer, and they light up everything. Imagine if you could get a bunch of people to light up at Christmas time.
Oh, I
there.
know. Well, I
That'd be
guess
cute.
we could do a house lighting contest, and that would probably.
Can you imagine that?
Something
And you have
else
like,
to do.
Fun, yeah.
yeah, and you have like music and stuff in the tabernacle and
Light up a tree in the park.
yeah, and
I'll put
have
an ornament on it.
have the horseback drawn sleighs, going through the
Yeah.
small streets in there.
Right.
It'd be really cool. I bet you could get a lot of people to come here for that weekend if you did that.
That's cute.
See, I got a million of them.
I love the holiday season. And I love like the Christmas caroling and all that and singing. Yeah. And a funny story, Steve Capers, who always puts me in crazy situations, we were in Chicago and I was playing Santa. Steve was in charge. Steve was doing photography. This was years ago. But he was in charge of bringing the Santa suit. We get to the location, and this was for elementary school. So I'm Santa, and he's taking he's doing photography. The Santa suit he brings is probably 4 sizes too small for me. But the show must go on. So I squeeze into this Santa suit, totally uncomfortable the whole time. Steve thinks it's hilarious, but it wasn't so hilarious because that Santa suit was really tight.
You got a video of that one? Because I'd like to see that.
I purposely made sure we didn't get any video of that, but it was so funny because he's like, okay, and he's so excited. Here's your suit, and I'm like, this looks like a headband. These little tights, you know how Santa has to have the tights, the boots, all. Only thing that fit were the boots. You
know. Nice.
This is the shoe size, right?
Right, exactly. He knew my shoe size at least, yeah.
Well,
it was hilarious.
We got a backup for Santa Claus here.
Oh,
I've actually, as my beard turns whiter and whiter, I'm starting to get requests from people.
All right,
and the belly gets
I know
bigger.
We talked about a lot of different things, but we're going to dive into the Islanders topic of the week. So since we're talking about a lot of local business here, and all of the different fun things that we can do in OB, it's nice to be able to see that we have all of these different options that we can do that are affordable for Islanders to come and be local and attend. Because the big controversial post this week was the fact that they needed something and they found that it was far more expensive on the island than it was anywhere else. Now, this I think is nothing new, but the Islanders Talk topic of the week is someone posting about needing new tires, and the quotes they had were a really big range. It was from $275 to $445. So one tire company gave him a price of $331 per tire. When he called back, that price jumped up to $445. And there was a lot of support for, that company as a local business from a lot of other residents. But, it seemed to beg the question, why is everything, so much more expensive on the island? We know shipping costs are different, but there seems to be kind of an astronomical, very noticeable gap in costs for things. So what's the impact of that on local Islanders? So guys, I'd love to kind of jump into conversation and hear your feedback from that popular post this week.
I think that one of the main things that you have to consider there is that we don't really know what the parameters are of what this person is looking for. We have the size, but was it all the same exact tire? I mean, if you have, that could be the brand, could be different, and different brands cost more. Of course, there's the big difference between what you get on island and what you get off island, and that's just a product of we all have to pay more to be here. We all have to pay more for that. In this case, you don't really I didn't see from that post if it was the exact same tire. It was the exact same size, but if it wasn't the exact same tire, so that might have been the extra range there. But there was a lot of support for. I know that we've all had, with this particular business on the island, they've got a lot of support from a lot of people. They're fair and they do a good job. But in general, I think it's a fair question. Why is it more expensive here, and at what point is it gouging? I've always felt this, and I'll call out this on air. Oil changes, I think, are just way more expensive here, and you have to transport the oil, but to be double, I think that's a little bit too much.
I don't know the detail. Yeah, it's almost like I don't know the details of why it has to be so high. Like you say, if like for tires, for instance, like. What size tires and what quality of tire and all that kind of thing.
Well, they did say that it was the same size. They looked for tires, but they didn't say the brand.
The brand that makes a difference.
I mean, you get the difference between a Michelin and a Yokohama is a big difference.
And a lot of it's access. It's like where else are you going to go? I mean, how many other places are there here? So. It's like, okay, where else are you going to go? There's not a lot of places, so
no.
It's like being at an airport.
It is a good topic, though. I think. I mean, I think it's legit. I mean,
well, I think that some of the people's complaints on that thread was that they named the business, and I think if you could just discuss the question of what the added cost is to live here. And what shipping is, what represents shipping and stuff, without naming businesses when they're already struggling.
That one would be a little hard to do because there's not that many tire companies on the island. But in general,
Yeah,
people don't really want to see you calling out a business,
Right. That
specifically, unless it's a really egregious situation. It's
Exactly.
like if it's situational, especially like you get this with restaurants a lot. You know, I was at this place and this happened. Well, you know, somebody could have had a bad night. You know, you can't like.
Right.
You can't put the whole business down because you had one bad experience, and then you see that a lot on Islanders Talk.
Yeah.
But usually, you know, it used to be monitored by the famous Lori Fisher, and now I feel like in some cases it's almost self-monitored by Islanders because you get attacked when you do
Right.
stuff like this, and sometimes
have a thick
it's not a
skin.
bad idea. Yeah. What do you think, Emma?
So two things. We lost Emma,
Uh-oh.
but I have that video from Best Fest ready to play.
Oh, all right. Let's take a look at that.
So let me get that up and going. Oh wait, here she is. She's calling back. We can get her back on the call here. Let's see. Are we? Oh no, not quite. Okay, still working on it. Oh no worries, Emma. We can hear you.
Okay, that's good.
Just give me a second to get the video back. You guys can continue as normal. I'm just gonna fix this in the background.
All right. Well, what are we talking about though? What else? What other things can you think of that are things that you would spend more on here than off island, and maybe it's there's a reason why. I mean, there's clothing and
Right.
food. Those are generally things that are especially perishables. You know, they have to come out here. Gas. Now there's another one that
Gas.
we know there's something going on there because it doesn't cost you any $1 a gallon to get it out here. So
Right.
I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that one getting called out on that one.
Yeah, I don't think the people from California would complain though. As
Yeah.
far as
Really?
like gas in California, it's like what, $8 a gallon or $7 or something.
Come on.
It's way up there. It's way up there.
Why? What's the reason?
I don't know the specifics. I just know it's high, and I guess when you're in California, you're kind of used to paying more for everything.
Huh.
But yeah, it's expensive.
Well, I think it's that in transportation in general, because if you think about it, even like Ubers have surge prices. You look at any other type of transportation, right? Like the ferry, if you're going to take, a boat somewhere else in comparison to here. I think prices for everything are just, I think, a lot more expensive when you're living in a location that everything has to be, shipped to. Even if someone is going to come over and drive for Uber for the day from Falmouth, which I've heard of a couple of people that do that, they're still paying to come over on the boat. So I think their prices get impacted as well.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I know one business that I can call out for selling at the suggested retail price is LaRue. All those appliances in there, because I have a kitchen, and so I buy, I'll buy appliances, Cuisinart or something, and I pay the same price at LaRue as I do online. They sell the suggested
Really?
retail. Yeah.
That's surprising.
They really do.
Well, they've been around for a long time, so probably their cost structure is a little less, and they probably own the building they're in.
Right.
That might be a little easier for them to do, but that's hats off to them for that.
Hooray for LaRue, yes.
Yeah. And then there's Trader Fred.
Yeah, Trader Fred, our good buddy Trader Fred.
Trader Fred. I got these readers.
I think everybody has a story, a Trader Fred story on the island. Every single person.
I bought 10 pair of readers from Trader Fred. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I broke 9 of them already.
Oh, no.
That's just me being clumsy. Nothing against Trader Fred. They're good readers. It's just I'm clumsy.
But he did.
All right, so note to self, do not get Frank any nice glasses.
Exactly, yes. Get me the cheapest you can. Thank you.
I see Emma moving around on the screen there.
I'm here.
Is she-
I'm back.
Wait, no, that's not the right.
I'm back. Sorry, guys.
You're not in the right Brady box.
I'm here.
It's funny.
I'm struggling a little bit back here. Sorry, guys.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Right.
Yeah, so Emma's here, I think, just in voice. But anyway.
Yeah, so I'm here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like I'm not sure what you guys talked about when I was disconnected for a minute for whatever reason, but what else are we kind of missing in terms of, things being more expensive? I feel like a part of it is, it just really definitely comes with the territory. Everyone kind of understands it. But I think the cost of just really doing almost anything in terms of, events are one thing that I think they do go up a lot. But what I find is that local community organizations really do a lot of work to keep them low cost. Like, for example, what you guys are talking about at the Oak Bluffs Association, a lot of your events, like what they do at Strand, those are things that you guys are able to keep them low cost for the community, which is an amazing thing since, so many other things in island life are a little bit higher.
Can we hear her?
Can you?
Yeah,
I can
Can
hear
you hear me okay? Okay,
her.
sorry.
No, I'm just trying to see if she's...
So we have your video, but it is currently frozen. So I just kind of switched back to the three-way view.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think that this discussion has been a good one about prices on the island, and maybe we can do it again sometime when we can see Emma. But I think that I think what we got out of this week's Islanders Talk issue was respect the business, and before you call them out. I think there seemed to be a general theme there, and but also, kind of maybe a light kind of reminder to businesses to keep it in line a little bit, to keep it from. So I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and then if things seem to be getting too high, just walk out to the ocean and look at the ocean.
Yeah.
That'll make the prices go down.
Yeah. I think you guys need to lower your rate for the movies.
Yeah, we're gonna go to extra free.
Hey, you should start paying people.
Right, we're gonna
come in
pay
and give you
them
$1 or some free popcorn.
Right.
All right. Well, I think we probably have exhausted what we need to talk about tonight. We're glad that we had you, Kathleen, come on and talk, and hopefully maybe you'll come back for the Christmas, and we can talk a little bit more about what's going on specifically then. I know you're still working on those items.
Yeah, well, that'd be fabulous. Thanks so much for giving us this opportunity to start our fundraising. There it is.
Yeah, and let's once again. So if you can tell them where they're going to go, is it going to be where do they find the GoFundMe?
Oh, it's gonna be the Best Fest. I don't know the exact address, but it'll be
on Facebook.
It'll be the Best Fest Parade. Yeah, I'll post it on Facebook. I'll post it on Islanders Talk, and I'm sure a lot of the other businesses.
Yeah, we'll put it on this week.
That'd be wonderful.
This week. So yeah, look for the, and any little thing that you put forward. I mean, there's power in numbers, and if you give $5 or $10 and everybody throws some money in there, and then we can keep these kind of events going.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Well, we really appreciate you giving us this opportunity to spread the word.
All right.
Kick it off tonight here.
Well, we will see you guys next week on another edition of This Week on Martha's Vineyard. And thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for joining, everybody. I look forward to all these great events. Yay!
Oh, there's no audio with that. But...